Yo, what's going on, guys? Today is Friday. It is March 13th. I'm gonna do a quick little recap of the trades that I took this week, everything that happened. Just to document it. So let's get right into it, and then I'll kind of go over some other stuff. But yeah, let's start off with what trades that I took this week. So to start off the week, we took it was a break-even trade. Um, it yeah, wasn't a great trade. Um, the break-even was actually like $73. Um, but yeah, not a great trade. Um, should have played out, but I went break-even, like I said, way too early. I think I could have held, and then it played out. Um, it was a 1-minute rejection with a 30-second inverse. But yeah, moved to break even too soon, but that's going to happen. I think with the strategy that I'm doing right now, something that I need to note is that going break even really shouldn't be an option just because of how small, I guess, the move is that I'm trying to catch. So there's not really a ton of space for me to look for a break even. So that's something that I'm going to keep in mind for future reference. To also just emphasize, all the trades that I took this week were 1-to-1s. Nothing was a 1-to-2 or anything like that. It was all 1-to-1s. I'm still sticking with that. And I think that's kind of what works best, at least for my mental. Just knowing that I'm hitting those baseline hits. All the winning trades on here between $300 and $500, which I'm happy with on the day. And that's just, like I said, better for my mental. But yeah, let's move on to Tuesday. So Tuesday here, I'm looking at $137 that we made, or lost, I'm sorry. This was a weird day because I think I took two trades. I think I took two trades on this one. Or no, I didn't take two trades. My goodness. Wait. No, my bad. I did take two trades. This one was a weird one, but my bias was honestly completely wrong. Or my bias wasn't wrong, but I was looking for it in the wrong place. I should have waited for price to go hit equilibrium or discount price before I took anything. I think I was getting a little too impatient, and I kind of jumped the gun and entered way too early, which, trading is a game of patience, and that was a moment where I messed that up. So, just got to remember to be more patient, but not a great trading day. For Wednesday was my worst day this week, unfortunately. One trade, I lost $588. It's going to be a basic kind of continuation trade, bullish trade. Saw this 1-minute inversion. It was in discount price. Thought it would continue up. I saw momentum. That did not work out. I think also my fill on that day was also really bad. It filled a decent amount of points away from where I actually intended to enter, so that made me lose more than I wanted to as well, which sucks. But things like that happen. On Thursday we had a better day. 371 we made. Really good trade. Waited for a retracement entry, 1-minute retracement entry, and then we were coming out of we were targeting a 15-minute fair value gap. Really clean trade. Played out in a couple minutes, or not even a couple minutes. It played out in like a minute or something. Really solid trade. This is when I started learning more about retracement entries, and is something that I'm trying to implement more with my strategy instead of just entering right when it happens, or right when I see price do a certain thing. I'm kind of waiting for price to go a little bit lower and then enter off of that, and then carrying it up. So that's something that I've been experimenting with and trying. And then for Friday we ended the week on a winning day. We made $463. $36, my bad. Again, retracement entry. Today was a bearish day, so we took a short. It was out of a 1 hour fair value gap, 1-minute rejection, retracement entry, like I said. Played out perfectly. We banged a $436 trade. So really good. Unfortunately, the week it was very close to break even. We only made about $155 this week, which sucks. I really wish I could have done better this week. I was really confident last week, and it's not like I wasn't confident this week, but I think maybe I overtraded a little bit, to be honest with you. Like there's days where I just didn't see good price action. I still traded, where those could have easily been no trade days and just been able to secure profit. But yeah, I gotta just keep working on my psychology and my mental, and hopefully those things, don't affect me as much anymore, and I could take those days where, I don't need to trade. If I'm feeling bad, I don't need to trade that day. It's all fine. Just secure profits. So that's kind of what I learned this week. Unfortunate it was really close to break even, but, there's always next week. Don't have a ton of key takeaways or anything this week besides just being more patient and trading less, to be honest with you. All these trades that I mentioned were taken on my Lucid account. My Lucid account balance is sitting now at, I believe, 49,800. So we have another 3,200 to get to our profit target of 3,000 or 53,000. And then I did trade on my Apex account during Asia session a few days. I did take some wins. I did take some losses. None of those I documented. I am trying to just document my ones on my Lucid account right now, because my Apex I'm kind of experimenting on in a way. I trade those just during Asia session. And yeah, those I'm kind of experimenting on what works and what doesn't. So that's what I do with those. That's why I don't have them on here for you guys. Oh, and also Wednesday I traded CPI. I bought a Apex account for that as well. Traded CPI, and it worked for, honestly, when I looked at kind of other people in the community, it didn't really work for anybody else. So it was a really weird CPI day, but CPI is always kind of a gamble. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And it did work for me last month. I did pass a funded off of it, but I did unfortunately blow that funded. Yeah, CPI we lost. It went in, or it tapped it, and then it instantly went down. Probably lost 6,000 on that. In a matter of seconds. But that's just shows how volatile CPI is, and if you do trade it, it is literally just a gamble. So yeah, that's what happened with that. So one blown account with that. But other than that, it's kind of everything that happened with the trading stuff this week. I think I'm definitely still improving. I'm getting better every day. I'm still trying to do my best to put the work in, and just be better every day at it, of course. Something that I've been kind of thinking about and worrying about is me kind of forgetting my strategy in a way, and just forgetting what I'm doing. And I'm really trying to document all of it and all the trades and stuff that I take, just so I remember it and it's fresh in the mind. But even still, in the heat of the moment, when I got to take a trade, I just really get overwhelmed, and I suffer from analysis paralysis, because I'm overthinking all these other things. And don't get me wrong, it's good to think about all those things, but it can lead to you taking bad setups because you're overthinking everything. The concepts are there. You just got to get past the mindset and the mental that you have to be able to execute properly upon it. So yeah, besides that, not mad at the week. I think it was a good week for learning. We're definitely going to do again next week. Just going to keep working on it. There's not much else you could do, It has been a tough week for me, to be honest. I've been stressed out about a lot of things, and trading specifically, it's been hard for me to kind of just cope with the fact that I'm still where I'm at, and that it has been a really slow progression. It's been maybe 7 months now with me taking it seriously, and still not a ton of or I'm not going to say that, because I have had a ton of progress, but not in the monetary way. I haven't taken a payout yet. I've passed a funded, but I haven't taken a payout. So I'm still just working through those barriers, and it's honestly mostly the mental right now. And what I kind of told myself at the beginning of this was the mental would be the easiest thing to worry about or to conquer. But, I'm here telling you today, the mental is the hardest thing you could do. Anybody can memorize a strategy. Anybody could do that. But if you can't master your mental and your mindset during trading, if you can't learn not to overtrade, if you can't learn to be able to take losses the right way and not let it affect the rest of your day, the rest of your week, then you're not going to be successful in this. And that's something that I'm suffering from right now, I think. It's just been really hard for me to really cope with the losses that I do take. You know, I was honestly kind of depressed about it at the beginning of the week, and kind of carried through the rest of it because, you know, I ended on kind of a break-even week. It was kind of a really slow week for me, and I don't want to be in the state where, you know, that determines everything in my life and determines my attitude for the rest of the day. And that's a huge barrier that you have to go through. And I think it's not just me. There's a ton of people that have to go through that. But in order to get to where you want to be, you have to be able to control your mental and not let it affect you. That's for so many things in life, you know. Wherever you want to be, usually in a place that's successful or people look up to you and all that, it's going to be something that takes a lot of hard work to get there. And it's not easy to get there, you know. It takes a lot. It takes everything you have to get to where you want to be successful. And there's going to be a lot of uncomfortable stages you have to go through. But if you can't manage your mental during all that, then do you really deserve it to be in that place in the first place? The people that are in these really high successful places, they know something we don't. And honestly, they're able to control the thing that most people have the hardest time controlling, which is their mental, which is their mindset. They're able to protect their mindset, and they're able to come back every day with the same amount of energy that they did, with the same motivation that they have to get to where they want to be. And that's something that not just I'm learning, or that I am learning still currently, you know. I've definitely gotten better at it for sure. Like, compare myself to 6 months ago. Like I said, when I started, I was the most emotional person on the planet. I wouldn't take losses well. I'd overtrade. I'd revenge trade. But now I'm having a much easier time. Just, you know, I take my setup, what I think is good, and walk off the charts. And if it loses, it loses. If it wins, it wins. But that's something that I've been having to come to terms with a lot more recently. And I think it's good that I'm having to face it right now at this age, because it's something that's going to apply, honestly, to the rest of my life and whatever else I do. There's always going to be a mindset that I have to protect. And, you know, I kind of talked about in the last video, but the mindset is the most important thing that you could have. So protect it at all costs. Don't let anybody destroy that. Don't let anybody take it from you. Don't let anybody change it for you. You're the one that determines your own mindset. And yeah, I'm always going to say it, just protect your mindset. That's the most important thing you could do, because so many people's mindsets in today's world is just so messed up. They don't really care about what they're doing. They don't have any motivation for anything. And it sucks to hear, you know. It's really hard to, you know, come to terms with, but it's reality, and you have to deal with it. So that's something that I encourage you guys to do. Just protect your mindset at all costs. That's what's going to honestly just get you to where you want to be. And that's something that I honestly believe with all my heart. So, honestly, that's going to be probably it for today. Hopefully this was a good, you know, weekly recap. I'll be, I don't know if I'll have a video Sunday for you guys, because I am going to, small little, like retreat, the Saturday, or over the weekend. So I won't be back till Monday. So I might not have a video. If anything, maybe I'll do one like Tuesday or Wednesday. When I have time, I'll make another maybe like weekly outlook, motivational video, whatever. So I'll plan on that. But yeah, so I'm not gonna have anything Sunday for you guys, but that's okay. Yeah, other than that, that's gonna kind of wrap up today's video. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, great rest of your weekend. Keep grinding, stay locked in, never give up, show up every day. Just be consistent in the things you do, and it's going to help you grow tremendously. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Subscribe, follow, do all the things. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys sometime next week probably. Peace.